What's going on, people? This is me, Anime TV, and I wouldn't have done this video, yesterday I read on Bleacher Report that I think it was Stefan Bienskov that said that for this season to be successful, Pep Guardiola has to deliver the Champions League, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on that. Like, if this is the last season of Pep Guardiola, does he have to deliver the Champions League? And I'm saying that just because tomorrow is the Champions League draw, so interesting. But here's my opinion. Obviously everyone has their own opinion, but for me personally, I don't think it's that important for Pep to deliver the Champions League if this is last season. I just think it's important that we have a good run. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at our last 2 years with Pep Guardiola in the Champions League, we've not really been spectacular, but we've not really been bad, if that makes sense. So in the first year, in 2014, it was more of a case of getting to know Pep, getting to know his, his settings, how he wants to play and everything. And we weren't spectacular. Like when we played against Arsenal, when we played against Manchester United, we weren't really spectacular, but we got the job done. Against Real Madrid, we lost the first match 1-0. And I think that match, that was our best match in the Champions League in that year, because it was really, I wouldn't say it was toe-to-toe. It was really like Bayern putting the pressure on Real Madrid, and Real Madrid just getting that one lucky break and scoring. But then in the second match, it was like we just went far too attacking. We just went for it. We just thought 1-0 is like 5-0. We have to go for it. That we neglected the defense, and that was a problem. So for me, that second match just highlighted that we just wanted it too much. And I think that was a lot because of the media and everything, because basically we want to be the team that is the first team ever to retain the Champions League trophy. And which team doesn't want to do that, to be the first team? But firstly, like I said, I think it was a case of okay, it wasn't the greatest, it was okay. He delivered 2 trophies, which is good. But in terms of the Champions League itself, we had a good run, it was to the semis, and then I think the first match was a good representation of Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich, but the second match was just like a case of our defense just collapsing and us just being terrible on set pieces, which we ran throughout the whole season. So that's my take on the first season. But the second season last year, when I thought, and it's a problem that I've had with Pep for quite a while, but I still have that problem with Pep. I mean, it's one of the problems that I think he can't address. And that is that we are terrible away. And I say that knowing Pep Guardiola at Barcelona as well, because back when Barcelona was at the top of the thing, everyone was always watching them, and I always looked at Pep, and I've always thought that him and Mourinho, a whole Barcelona versus Real Madrid rivalry, I always thought that Pep was a better coach, so I was happy that when we got him. But I also noticed that Pep on the away games in the Champions League, he's been pretty awful. Like honestly, I don't know what he tells his players, but he's not really been great on the away matches in the Champions League. So last season it was really shown, like we really saw that. For example, right, and for me that was the best case. We drew 0-0, 0-0 with I think it was ZSK. No, we drew 0-0 with Shakhtar Donetsk, right? Okay, that's okay, all right. Then we beat them 7-0 at home. That's like a whole Basel situation in a nutshell. Then we play 3-1 versus Porto. We beat them 6-1 at home. We lose 3-0 against Barcelona, and we win 3-2 at home. For me, that has to be addressed. For me, that issue has to be addressed. Like we need to score. We need to score and yet still be dominant away. I think for me, like as soon as the knockout stages come, Pep Guardiola, I don't know what he tells his players, but somehow we don't perform on the away matches. The only match that I can really think, the only few matches I can really think of where we really dominated a team were against Roma and against Manchester City the year before. And these were the only matches where I could really say we dominated a team away. But at home, that it happens a lot more. So I think if Pep, I don't know what he says. I don't know what he tells his player, because it can't just be that his players, they just don't give it. They just don't give a damn away. But at home, they're like, yeah, let's score. That can't be right. That can't be right, because it was the same thing with Barcelona. Like for example, when they played against Inter Milan, I can't remember what the score was, but I think it was They drew 0-0 away and lost. I think it was 1-1. Or well, it was a draw, but technically they lost. I'm not too sure on that the score. It was a while ago, 2010. But yeah, you know, it's one of the issues that I have with Pep. What would I do? You know, I tell the players go for it. You know, it doesn't matter if you concede 3 goals as long as you score more. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you concede 3 goals away as long as you score at least 2, because we still got the away rule. You know, but is the season a failure if Pep doesn't deliver the Champions League trophy? As I mentioned, for me personally, no, because if we have a full squad, then then it would be a failure to not at least get to the semis. If we have a full squad, it would be a failure to not get to the semis, cause it isn't always a case in the Champions League. It isn't always a case for me about money, about having the best squad, about having the best players. It's always a case of having a bit of luck. You look at Real Madrid, for example, when they had Jose Mourinho. How many semis were there in? Like, I think it was in like 3 semis, and they couldn't get to the final. It's just because you need to have that little bit of luck. So I think if we had a little bit of luck, we can get to the final. And if we're in the final, then it's a final. Any team wants to win it. In a final, it really depends on tactics. So in the final, it will really depend on how Pep prepares the team. But in the semis, it's more of a case of you need 2 good games, and if one game something bad happens, then you're pretty much screwed. So for me, it would be a failure not to get to the semis, and anything up to that is a bonus. That's just me. Tell me what you guys think. Obviously, a lot of people have different opinions, but that's just me. That's just the way I always see it. That we have the best squad in the world. I agree with that. We are the best defense in the world. The midfield is one of the best in the world. I don't know if we have the best midfield in the world, depending on obviously what you want from your midfield. And in terms of attack, I think we have the most balanced attack in the world. So in my opinion, we have the best squad. But I still don't expect him to deliver the Champions League trophy. It's an aim that we should go for, but don't expect it. That's just me though. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. This was me as Amir TV. As always, rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. Peace out. Have a nice day, and bye.